What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wally. I'm kind of stepping in tonight for do my thing, for talk about music and everything else tonight since Glick's got some other things going on and just doing things. Wanted to talk about how music's influenced me in my lifetime, and hopefully the viewers, everybody else jumps on here and fill in the comments and stuff. But I just wanted to talk about music and everything. And since it is Tuesday night, and usually Glick's House of Music's on here, I figured I'd do an impromptu, pop in and talk on the how music, different styles of music and everything throughout my life that I enjoy and wanted to share with you guys. What's up, Benji? How you doing, brother? Um, yeah, it's a little different for me compared to my normal Mondays and Thursday nights, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on music and everything else and share some music news and stuff that I thought was kind of surprising that I seen today. Yeah, I agree. That's one of the best things too. Music and motors go together, buddy. I'll be honest with you. But the news I heard today, which I was surprised, probably as everybody else, ACDC is actually coming to Ohio State's football stadium next year, putting on a show. For as old as those guys and everything are, man, to still be performing. Um, Kudos. Last I knew, Malcolm's son, God rest that man's soul, one of the best guys out there. His boy is filled in his position from what I understand. But yeah, ACDC has been a big part of my life, and I'm sure a lot of other people too. They've really, through school for like football, everything else between them, Metallica, lifting weights, working out, and everything. That was our music we usually jammed out to and stuff in the weight room. Um, but I had all different types of music I grew up around. I grew up around old school country, new country, pop country that we got now, heavy metal, rock and roll, classic rock, bluegrass. I mean, I've had all different types of genres of music and seen a lot of major superstars and everything else come from nothing to being one hit wonders. But majority of my music, I'm old school. I like my old school country, some bluegrass. Definitely love my heavy metal. Uh, that and old school gangster rap, NWA, Snoop, No Limit Soldiers, guys like that. Tupac. Uh, like I said, my music just varied from genre. Sometimes the mood does the style of music. I mean, you want to listen to, need something pick me up. I listen to my heavy metal. I listen to some old school gangster rap. Love that shit. Most people, for me, my relaxing music, believe it or not, like I said, is my heavy metal. Throwing on some old Metallica, some Slayer, um, Guar, Slipknot. I love metal, Benji. That's one of my favorite musics. But I kind of, like I said, it expands. Um, with me, like working in the garage, working on cars and shit and everything else like that. Usually got the metal music going, man. Got my playlist playing, and just jamming out, working on cars. That's what a lot of us do in our garage when we're working on cars. Metal music's our kind of our go-to things. I've got a few buddies that we'll throw on some Tupac and some No Limit Soldiers and everything else, just jam out to that, or we'll have it where it's a mixture of a little bit of everything that we all listen to while we're working on race cars, our own personal vehicles. Music in my life, really, the influential is for me. If you keep working hard at it, you can achieve things. Music touches everybody sometime in their life somewhere to help give direction. That's another one. Yeah, sports talk radio. I get it, bud. But yeah, they it's either help people or it's put people in. It's just how you handle the music you listen to and everything else. There is some of these artists out there, man, that's touched a lot of people with their songs. That's pulled them out of some very dark places. In my past, I've had a few that I would only listen to just because it gets my mind in the right state. Um, they it just helps. It helps a lot of people deal with certain things in their life. Me, like when my grandmother passed, as much as I hate to admit it, um, I went back to old school country that I grew up listening to with her. Um, George Jones, Conway Twitty, Johnny Cash, um, Charlie Pride. Yeah, it helped, but it brought back the memories of the good times I had with her, um, growing up and everything else, and it helped ease the pain. But yeah, going back to the grassroots, man, of listening to that music helped out a lot. They just I don't know, it pulls at the heartstrings on certain stuff. I mean, it helps you cope, helps you move forward. It's just one of those that for me it helps me cope with things, sets the mood, sets the tone. We just I don't know. It's just one of those that it just keeps you going. Glick doing this house of music on Tuesday nights, man. He's brought me into a lot of badass bands and groups and singers that most people wouldn't look at. And I tell you what, ever since he's introduced me to a lot of them, it's amazing. I love their stuff. It hits all around. It's not just certain styles of music. I mean, there's everybody out there. It's amazing, and there's and everything. I mean, it's awesome. To see that and him bringing these people up and give them the spotlight and everything else and bringing them to us has really opened up the door and kind of opened my style of more music a little more to open genres of styles of music. I mean, it's just let me see it from a different perspective of other than big name bands that you see all the time that everybody and their brother talks about. Um, James Luker's one of them. Love his music. Uh, I mean, I got a list. I should have wrote it down, but this is kind of an impromptu. He's had so many different guests. Jules, love her music. She's freaking amazing. Um, but yeah, it's just I just got that wide variety of music that I like, and like I said, it just sets the tone either for the day or your mood for the day. I mean, I'm having a bad day. I'll throw me on some hard rock. Usually, listen to some Zeppelin. Um, Kind of Sabbath is on that borderline. Black Sabbath, the originals. I mean, listen to them. And if I'm in that I don't kind of give a fuck mode, I throw on a little bit of NWA, some Tupac. But like speaking of Pac, man, I mean my cousin, big huge Pac fan. Um, the dude was taken from us way too soon. His music literally hit, and they actually his style, that gangster rap, him, Biggie, all of them back in the '90s, early 2000s, especially in the '90s when the gangster rap was big. Um, it ain't like today's. It's their lifestyle. It was about their life, and a lot of us out there relate to that stuff, and that's why we liked it and did it and listened to it because we could relate on some aspect of that music. And I mean, it's amazing to see how much that actually either influences your life for the good or influences your life for the bad. I mean, it's how you make of it what you do with the music. Um, it's just my thing. It's my go-to when I don't want to. I just throw the headphones on, shoot on my playlist either on my phone or here on YouTube and everything else that I have saved up music and go through and listen. Um, but yeah, music touches everybody, like I said, so much in this world that a lot of people don't realize how influential it is really on people. I mean, and just people talking about the music and the artist and the way their songs are done, written, sang. It's just it's amazing how it's touching. I mean, it is. It really reaches out to you and kind of grabs you. Um, some of this newer music that's on the radio nowadays, I still some of it I can't wrap around, especially country. What's played on the radio today for country music, in my eyes, isn't country music. Um, just call me old school. Like I said, give me George Strait, give me Alan Jackson. Garth Brooks kind of broke the mold right along with like Johnny Cash and them and everything else. Did the country rock kind of deal. But yeah, Tim McGraw, stuff like that. Montgomery Gentry, those guys. I mean, they were big. I loved listening to them. Brooks and Dunn, especially. But George Strait, Alan Jackson, and Garth Brooks were my three favorite musicians and still are to this day. That I consider country, but there'll never be a guy in my vocabulary and in my playlist that'll take the place of like Johnny Cash. The Man in Black, in my opinion, was the god of country music, and I love that dude to death. That was his music was just amazing. But yeah, they they've really changed. I know I get trying to change with the genre and the generations, but believe it or not, some of this younger generation that I've seen my kids are in school with, they're actually listening to the older stuff. But some of this new stuff, man, I don't call it music. I mean, I'm not a huge fan. Um, I'll rub people the wrong way. Definitely not a Taylor Swift fan. Uh, she kind of a disgrace to music, in my opinion. She needs to be more of a pop star than labeled as a country singer. Um, but yeah, I mean, another person lifestyle showed that he turned his bad times, everything else. I know a lot of people don't like him. Jolly Roll's a prime example. Struggle Jennings, shout out to them. They're ex-cons, making a life for themselves. Jelly Roll, especially. That man pretty much can do it all. He can rap, he can sing country. I've seen video where he's done some hard rock stuff and everything. But his songs has got a lot of meaning to them. It hits home with a lot of people. Back again, where the music I see online where they people are posting how it's his music's helped them. Just like much as a lot of people don't agree. I've seen where Slipknot's helped a lot of people just because it gets their heads out of dark places, even though their music's kind of dark. Um, Slayer, same way. Rob Zombie. I mean, like I said, it's just one of those. Your preference, the way you handle it, what you do with it, that's where it's mainly at. Is your lifestyle, your style of music can tell. Sometimes can tell the person. Um, Not always, but it's just the way you carry yourself. I try. Like I said, music for me is my release besides working on cars and hanging out with family. I just some of the bands, I mean, out there. Like I said, I'm jumping around and I apologize, but it's just kind of an impromptu. Kind of wanted to talk about this. Um, I can go, like I said, a list from country all the way to metal to rap, and I'm going to list off of quite a few that I think are influential to me and everything. Now, countryside, I already listed the ones. Like I said, Brooks, George Strait, Brooks and Dunn, um, Alan Jackson. Can't forget the singing cowboy Chris Ledoux. Another one, another great that was taken too early. Um, He literally did the rodeos and everything else I grew up going to watching. Still like watching bull riding in the Bronx. Anything in the rough stock classes. Um, Rock and roll, eh, go with Sabbath, Kiss, Poison, Warrant, Cinderella, bands like that. Um, AC/DC was considered rock and roll. They're one of my influentials. Um, First heavy metal band I really got into, besides Metallica and Megadeth, was Gwar. They were they were different. Their style of music's different. They were heavy, um, but that kind of music there was my garage music, my workout music. When I was training, my playlist was nothing but hard rock and heavy metal. Mostly it was Slayer, Rob Zombie, Gwar, Slaughter, um, Motley Crue, stuff like that. Anytime I'm working out or working, if I listen to music, it's got to have upbeat rhythm. My mellow time, it varied depending on the mood, the way I wanted to relax. I threw on some gangster rap, just in the mood, with sitting chilling, having a few beers, whatever. Listen to some gangster rap music, listen to some rock and roll. It just depends on the crowd too, the people I'm around. But mostly by myself, yeah, I get into the playlist of where it's a mixture. Um, but yeah, workout music, garage music. I got to go with rock and roll and heavy metal, man. I don't know what it is with me with that. Just working on cars and stuff. It just for me kind of keeps me in the mode, focused on what I'm doing instead of getting pissed off when something doesn't go right. Working on cars, sitting chilling with the family, doing chores around the house stuff. We'll throw on some old classic country, some rock and roll, some rap music, stuff like that. Now, for the gangster rap, like Tupac, his lyrics and everything else to me was everyday life. That man lived and everything else, and that we live ourselves, just not in that side of the society. And people judged and everything else like they always do about anything because they fear what they don't understand. Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to share that and everything with you. That's what I do for the music. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They were talking. Mike and Glick were talking last week about it. Anymore, really, my opinion, I don't think it should be called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anymore. It should just be called the Music Hall of Fame. I mean, with what they're bringing in band wise and singers, it's not rock and roll music. They got some amazing artists that's been inducted, and then they've got some that what the hell are they putting them in there for? That's what I don't understand. But yeah, I just figured I'd jump on here for a little bit, talk some music. Since it is Tuesday night, yeah. Anybody in the chat got any favorite bands or anything? Benji, if you're still got your ears on, dude, who's some of your favorite metal bands? If you want to talk about them, in the chat and everything else. Let me hear some of your guys's music choices and bands you like and singers. Um, but yeah, heavy metal definitely took a hit when Ozzy passed. Um, the Prince of Darkness was heavy metal, in my opinion. Unlike a lot of people, grew up with his shit and everything else. Very good. Um, but yeah, we just then there's some German bands. Ramstein. Ramstein is a fucking badass band from over in Germany. Um, Never get to see them in the States. Another band that's really brought on that I really enjoy listening to his music is Alex the Terrible from Slaughter Prevail. That band's pretty badass for a heavy metal band. They're out of Russia. Um, and Ronnie from Falling in Reverse. Those guys, he doesn't get enough credit. They just judge. Once again, it's back to that judging people from the past. they hold that against them and everything else. But man, they've done some amazing shit. I'd love to see him in concert, just right along with Slaughter Prevail. Um, Big news: Blitz has already announced the Sonic Temple for next year's lineup is out too already. So they got some good bands lined up for that show. As always, one of my favorites is playing on Sunday, which is Megadeth, Dave Mustaine and company. Um, they're playing. I think they Slaughter Prevail's going to be there one of the nights that it's there. Um, Shinedown's playing again. Another good band to see live. Love their music. But yeah, if anybody doesn't have anything else, your boy's going to jump off here. Just want to jump on, talk some music that I'll enjoy. Everything else for Tuesday night. Um, just tune in to all the shows. Follow the bio links and everything down below. We're here Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week still. I'm going to get back into the swing of doing my shows on Monday night and Thursday, with Speedway Stories on Monday night, talking some motorsports. I got some new things to share with you guys that my plans for the winter and everything else is on my side of the ordeal. And some news. I'm going to probably end up this Thursday. Kind of flip the script a little bit. It's going to be my Speedway Stories night, so I can share the news with you and give you guys a walk around. It's going to be an early show for that. I'm going to try to do before dark, about 5:30, 6 o'clock Thursday. Give you a walk around of what the winter holds for me, on the rough truck side of the ordeal, and the plans I have going on for that. And then we'll be back to normal schedules. I'm going to try to do shows. Like I said, I've been gone too long. Need to get back into swing of things. Start doing them about 8 o'clock Mondays and Thursdays. Um, I got to talk to a couple people. I'm going to try to have some more guests on. Hopefully, bring them back if I can. A couple guests that I've had on the show before, and let's find out how their seasons went. And I'm working on trying to get Mr. Steve Nelson to come back Thursday on Cold Blooded Conversations if I can get him, so we can talk some more how his season went on the reptile side of things. But we'll see what happens. I'm working on some things. It's just taking me time, and I apologize. Like I said before, I'm sorry I haven't been on. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you guys have great rest of your Tuesday evening. I'll catch you Thursday night for a special Speedway Stories. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.